My name's Nailante Kileku. I'm a FileTep resident. FileTep is located at KNH grounds, and it's an initial that stands for Field Epidemiology and Laboratory Program, Kenya. So I want to take you through GIS, basically linking shapefile and data for it to make sense in terms of map. So here I have my PDF, and I want to get or to extract data from this PDF to Excel so that I can use it in the GIS. So the first thing I have is to convert the PDF to Word, and for me to do that, I want to use I Love PDF converter, and here it is. So I want to convert PDF to Word. So I'm here selecting my PDF, and the document I want is the KDHS 2022. Here it is. Open. Convert to Word. It's converting to Word. It's a step-by-step process so that you be able to get it clear. There we are. So download Word. Yes, that's what I want. So it's already here. It's already has already converted from PDF to Word. So I'm interested in page 63 of this document, and you'll come to page 63. Page 63. Here, there we are going on well. $69. This page 50. That is ITN. We're not interested in ITN. About malaria, page 55. So we want to go to page 6, page 63, page 61. That is page 62. So this is the data we want to convert from. We want to link this data to shapefile. So I'll come here and copy paste, and I want to pick from women 15 age up to the last point. Then after that copy paste to Excel. Here it is, Microsoft Excel. There we are. So what am I interested in? I'm interested not in all this data, but in some of it, bits and bits of it. So I'm interested in the women age 15 to women and men. So I want to get rid of this. I want to get rid of this and this. Actually, the best way to do is just to highlight and delete all of them because I don't need them, right? All the rows. Okay. So I'm remaining with women aged 15 and men aged. So in this data, I will only require this first bit. I think I ever deleted. So for this one part C, I'm not interested, so I delete. Part D, I'm also not interested in the prevention, so I delete. The total number of women, I'm also not interested, so I delete. That is for women. The first part is for women. So the second part, I'm only interested in part A, so this I'm not interested. This one too, and part J, the total number of men. So now I'm remaining with this. Using condom, I can still change so that it makes sense. Women 15 to 24 years using condoms. Then of course here we have men 15 to 19 years using condoms. So this one, this one you can copy paste from this one to this other side, or you can still type whichever that you feel suits you. So I don't need this anymore, and of course I don't need these rows. These rows I don't need them, so we delete also. You delete up to what you don't need so that you remain with what you need. Then you have the counties and you have the women using condoms. Now I also don't need this. You may be having a better way of doing it, but this is what I have for now. Let's say this is step by step. So we remain with 3 rows. So this one you can merge or rather wrap. Also this one you can wrap so that it becomes easier for you. Now at the end of it, we do have the totals and many other stuff that you don't need. So for this one, you also just get rid of them because you don't need them. Also the total, you don't need it. Now this is what we have. We have three columns. One is for the county, the other one is for the women, and the other one is for the men, all 15 to 24 years, aged 15 to 24 years, using condoms across the country. So from here you need to save it. You go to file, file savers. We can save it into the desktop, and you want to save it as, we can call it practice 1 GIS 2022. Of importance here, you need to know that you remember here save as type, here is written Excel workbook, but now you have to ensure that you have saved it as CSV, comma delimited. So that is very important, because you cannot be able to link if you do not save it as such. So we have saved it here in the desktop, and yeah, this is what we have. So you can just, here's just to confirm whether you have saved it as the way we want, as comma CSV comma delimited, and you can replace yes or no, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so there we are. Now at this point you should be able now to go to your QGIS. There it is. You go to your QGIS and you realize that it has various windows, and here is where the layer is where you do your work. When you do it well, this is the most important area for you. So you can see we have the recent projects. This is what I've worked on, and we also have what is just in the laptop, and then we have this area here where you can do, where you are supposed to do your work. So you can either click it, or you can choose to open a new page from here, so you just click and it gives you a new page. Then at this point you can bring your map. You click where your shapefiles are and look for the Kenyan map, the map. Now it's also important that you change this map into white color, just to enable you to do your work, and you are able to visualize actually whatever that you are going to work on. So there it is, we have our map. Now the next step is that you come to layers. This is where layers is. You click at the layer, then you add layer. Now here you want to bring our Excel sheet into this window so that we can be able to work on it, or rather we can be able to link. So you come here and add delimited text, and then after you add delimited text, you have to go to your browser. Notice these three dots up here. You browse. How did we save our work? We did save our work into the desktop, and we called it practice practice 1 GIS 2022. So here it is. So when you look at it, you are going to see that we have this data. Here we have the county, we have the women, we have the men, we have all this data with us. But then we will not be able to link because there's no code. If you can see, like in our column 1, we have the data type, but there's no way you're able to link without having the utilizing the attributable table. So just close, and then you go to the counties, you click on the open attribute table, and when you look at the attribute table, it has a lot of information. So each county is coded, and if you look up here, it's indicated CC1. You see, each county is indicated, it has a code, and this is the code that is going to help us. to link our data to shapefile. So you have to be very careful here. And then the other thing that you need to be careful here is about the name one, the naming of the county. For instance, if you see something like a county like Elgeyo Marakwet, you realize there's an hyphen there. If you check a county like Muranga, there's an apostrophe here. So as you work on your Excel, you have to ensure that it has merged, or it is the same as whatever it is in the document that you're working on. If you look at the word Taita Taveta here, there's no slash, but rather there is space. Tana River, the same. So you have to be very keen on that. So you can always take a picture of this so that you can refer as you work on your Excel worksheet. So at that point, you can either close or leave it, doesn't matter. Then you go back to your Excel where you had saved your Excel, and we've saved it as practice IG1. So when you come here at the Excel, you have to ensure that you create an extra column. You create an extra column here, and then you name it CC underscore 1, so that as you come to fill in the whatever you found into your shapefiles, you should, whatever you found it in the attributable table, it should be able to rhyme with this. Now for the counties, up here you can sort so that it makes work easier for you. You can sort it out so that as you refer from the other end, it becomes easy for you. So sort as A to Z. So this is CC1. So if you remember, we had asked you to take a photo of the attributable table. Let me go back to the table again. So if, for example, you can see our first county is Baringo, and the Baringo, the code is 30. So you come back to your Excel, and that is the code that you enter here. So you do that to all the counties, so that at the end, what you have is at the end of it all, you are going to have something like this. At the end of your end product should look like this. You know, this is your column 1. It should be coded Bomet Baringo code 30, 36, 40, and so forth and so forth. Now at this point, you are ready to link your data. So you come back to the GIS, to this working area, and then you go to layers, add layer, then you go to the delimited text. Remember, I said you go here to the browser. So we are going to our desktop, then our file name is practice. Now that is the ready, it's a ready worksheet, so it's ready. Now if you realize, here we have the CCC1, we have the county, we have the women, and blah blah blah. So you click add, and then you close. Then you notice that it has come to your working area or your command window. So now you have your map and you have your command window with 2 items in the layers. We have the counties and we have the practice using its condoms. So click at the counties, then come to the properties, because at this point now you want to link shapefile and data. So you have to click join. You can see where the join is, and then here there's this positive sign, so click on it. Then when you come here At the drop down box arrow, you can see it is written practice CD, whatever we already have here. Then we have the CCC, remember our coding. Then that is in the joint field. The target field is CCC1. Remember, what we are doing is linking shapefile to data and data together. So you click OK. So if you want to know whether it is what you are in the right track, you click join, and I realize that it's highlighted this bluish. So you say apply and OK. So we are good. Now here, when you reach here, you click again on properties, and once you click on properties, you go to Symbiology, and to Symbiology you go to click at the graduated, and our value, we want to first start with women. You can either choose, you can choose to start with women 15 to 24 who are using condom, or you can start with men. So let's start with women, and then this is for just color ramp. You can choose any, you can decide to go and use any of these. You can do this, it will give you red and yellow, but I would prefer for me to use the reds. Fine. Now once you are here, remember this worksheet is for giving you, or for just giving you the colors, and also for giving you the values, the classes. So for me, I'll prefer to work with 5 classes. And once you are there, I want to do 5 classes from 0 to 25 up to 100. So you double click. Once you double click, it's going to give you this class bounds. So like I said, I want to start with 0 to 20. That will be my first class. Then you do the same, double click, and that will give me 20 to 40. Okay, then click again, double click again, and then this one should give me 40 to 60. Say okay. Then this one again should be giving me to 60 to 80, depending on what you prefer. And then this one is going to give me again 80 to 100. So this is my preference. I want to go up to 100. And at this point, now you are free to click OK. You start with apply, you do apply, then OK. So this is what we have. So from our map, it shows that those who have red color, or this dark red, they are using, ideally we all know that red should be an alarm. So I would want to change this, those who are using condom, because the number is high, to some other color, and give those 0 to 20% who are not using condom, and give them red. So I should be able to click there and go to this color, then give it red. And then this one I can give it a bit darker from what I already have. So I can give it any other color. I can give it darker red. And then this one, I can give it some other color to show the better, or maybe that one. And then this one, they are also much better. Can give them that one. And then this one, I can give them maybe just some other nice color to show that they're actually good. They're actually using condoms so well. Remember, these are women using condom. If you notice up there, this is Mandela. So that tells, if you notice up there, that is Mandela. That tells you that we have 0 to 20% of women between 15 to 24 years not using condom in this area. But if you look at these areas, you should be able to also tell that a number of people there are conversant with use of condoms. So this is the way it is, but in case you want to ensure that you can have maybe the name of the counties in this, you can also you can add a data label. You can label the data. You can label the data so that they also contain the names of the counties where the data is coming from. So if you see, Mandera has fewer number of women who are using condom, but if you check areas like Kajiado, Kisumu, Kericho, Laikipia, Taita Taveta, women between 15 to 20 years are using condom. Maybe you can also compare this. This is for women. You can compare that with men. So just come to the properties, again the same process, and click on symbiology. Then come here the value. Also notice that once you click apply, it will change or even the colors. So that's what happens. At least in every county, we have quite a number of men who knows how. Actually, we have men across the country, from Mandera to Homa Bay to Mombasa to Turkana. They can, or they know, or they are using condoms. Now, want us to work with women because it has all the colors that we want to work with, and so you just use the same procedure. Just come to here and click on the women, apply. Okay, there we are. Now the way it is at this point, you cannot transfer this map to your worksheet or to your PowerPoint presentation. Therefore, what you do, you come up here where the project is, click on the project, and then click on new printout. Is going to give you something like this. So what you do, you just fill in how you want it to appear. For me, I want to call it percentage of women aged 15 to 24 years. Percentage of women using condoms aged 15 to 24 years. Source is KDHS 2022. Then I will click OK. It will bring me to this page, and this is also your work area, and it helps you work on the map. You can adjust, you can reduce, you're able to work on it so that you can be able to transfer it now from there to your presentation. So we have various icons here, and what we are interested in is this one, which is add map. So you just drag it, hold on your cursor, and drag it, size it to your satisfaction, how big you want the map to be. So then this what, once you release it, this is what appears in your map. Now here you should be able to give your map a title, and you come into these icons and click on add label. Once you click on add label, just like we started, you drag it to here. Remember, once you drag it, you are going to get, you can edit it from this corner, and here we want to call it percentage. We can call it percentage of women using condoms in Kenya. KDHS 2022. 22. Percentage of women between just call it aged 15 to 24 years. Yes, using condom. So you can resize it to your satisfaction. You can use whichever font you want to use, and you just drag it like this, and then you can choose whichever font you want to use. Yeah, so here it is. Just choose what you want to use, and I think for me I want to use Century Gothic, and you can also size it to your preferred size. And then you can also bold it. Here you can play with it and how you want it. The way you want it is how you get it. So you can do regular, you can bold, you can italic, whichever way you want. So if you look at this, it's a bit congested, so you can use either of these. You can use either of this function. Like for instance, you can use either this one to move this content so that it creates space for you. You can move it, you can move it. You can move it how you want. If you want to enlarge, you can come here and enlarge. You just enlarge so that you get some adequate space. And then also for this one, you can also move to where you feel like it should fit. Then you can enlarge it so that it fits. It suits just one line, so just to make it look nice, just enlarge it a bit, pull it from all corners like that. Something like that. You see, we are able to play with this diagram here, because if you check up here, we have not checked these boxes. So it's important for you, once you feel that you are comfortable with the work that you have done, you check on those boxes. Now we can give it again, you come to this end, and we want to give our map some legend. Legend is just a little explanation on what the map is all about. So you come this end and look for data labels. I mean add legend. So again you come, drag it, and then also the information will come to you to this end. So click on item properties, and now you try and change, because do you need this to be called practice? No, we should be able to change from practice to what we are working on. But then for you to be able to change, you have to unclick and check the box so that you are able to change this word. Otherwise, if you don't, you are not going to be able to delete it. Just click the negative sign. Then of course you want to change the county name. This is not how we want our map to be referred to. And once you click, then there's an icon here for editing. So this one we want to call it percentage of women using condoms. I think this is good enough. Just call it. And if you look at it up here, then there's some changes on this corner, so that's nice. So you can click on it and it is there already. So you can resize it, and you just put where you feel like it suits. Yeah, so I think up to that point it looks nice for us, and it makes a bit of sense. Then you can add scale, just making our map make sense. You can add the scale from there. It's always advisable to use at least 4 units. So you click right left and give it a 4. So now you can use either fit segment. If you click, you'll see what happened, or fixed width. So I think we are good with this. Position it where you feel it's appropriate. Then of course you need to label or give your map the directions, and the northern direction, I feel like we should give it that one, and then here it is. Once you give the direction, you realize that this side we have a number of directions, and you can pick whichever image that suits you, or whichever that you like. You can always choose from the list. The list is it's wide. For me, I prefer this. I like that one. So I want to pick this one, and also you can resize it. You can pick an image and place it where appropriate, where you feel that it's appropriate for you. You can pick it. Sometimes you may be able to pinpoint where you feel like there's need, and so you can use an arrow, or you can maybe have two maps that you want to point from one direction to the other. You can always use this icon here, the arrow, the pointer. Now remember, I said you should be able to check in these boxes if you feel like you are satisfied with the work that you have done so far. So for me, I feel like I'm already satisfied with what I've done, and now I want to frame my work, and so I'll come here, add node item, then add polyline, and if you see, you can see this broken line. These broken lines, they are just to help you resize and just give it a nice outline. So you draw it straight following those broken lines, so they are just using them as a guide. You see, if the line is broken, it will be able to show you that there's a problem somewhere. Also release a bit from your left hand, then just drop. If the line is also broken, it will be able to show you there is a challenge somewhere. So then once you are there, again use the same concept. If you feel that it's also not okay, you can delete. You are allowed to delete. You see, you can always do backspace. You can do backspace and repeat again. So again, you come here at the add polyline. If your hand is not as accurate as should be, then it's a bit also of a challenge. So you draw up to there, then you press again. It's a bit, you have to ensure that your hand is straight. So if it's still a challenge, you can still backspace. So this is what you have. You can either frame it or leave it at that. So I realized that my legend disappeared, so you can always work on it again. Auto update, delete. Edit. Percentage of women using condoms. Women using condoms in Kenya. So you can just drop down so that it fits. Not really a problem, but just for it to fit well. So resize it appropriately. You resize it appropriately. So if you look at that map, it makes sense. So if you want to add a frame, so you just click at the add node item. So now if you want to have this in your PowerPoint presentation, you can either save it or export it as PDF, or you can export it as SVG, or you can export it as image. So I want to export this as image, and I'm going to save it in my desktop as percentage of women using condoms, so that I can also transfer it to my PowerPoint presentation. So that's why I'm going to save it. This is just to help you counter check whether all is well. So there it is. The green shows you that it has been successfully exported. So you can close it now. Remember, your worksheet or your work area is still available for you to work in. So here it is, finally, my presentation, and I would want to have it in my PowerPoint presentation. So maybe what I can do is I just copy paste, then I open my PowerPoint presentation. Once I open my PowerPoint presentation, I can always have it here. So I'm going to label it as percentage of women using condoms in Kenya. Source KDHS 2022. So this one you can always make it smaller. So there we are. We have our map. It has name, person and time. We also have source, where we got our map from. So when you're doing your PowerPoint presentation, this is what you have. This is what you display. Percentage of women using condom in Kenya. So thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more information.